So we have to realize that demons aren't all that coordinated. Sometimes they just go because they just want to tear something up God made.
Yes. Do whatever they can just to try to cause
And you
havoc.
don't know how it's going to happen sometime. Remember me telling you about this good-looking guy in high school, and all the girls loved him. I didn't know him.
He didn't play football with you?
No, he didn't play football or any of that. I knew he was popular, always dressed GQ, but we didn't run in the same circles. I never even thought about the guy. At our 20th reunion, he walks up to me and goes, "Keith Sheely, I hated your guts in high school." And he says, and that bitterness has followed me my whole life. And it really hit me.
What a statement.
Yeah, I'm sitting there going, oh my God, I would have never imagined that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know him, and he hated me from afar, and I didn't know it. How'd that get there? If you even make one step, if you just put your toe in the water to come toward God, the demon is going to try and distract you and lie and manipulate. You don't want to go over there. God's this big guy up there with a hammer, and he's going to smush you. That's the lies. And I'm going to tell you what, any believer has heard that. Many believers who've been in it for years hear it almost every other day. They are constantly trying to convince us that,
because of their desperation, because they want to take as many down as they can.
That's right.
Great that you explained that. If we can get that into our understanding and in context, it helps us fight the war.
we have to come to the place where we realize that what this is down here is simply a war of words. That's what it is. It's a war of words. We have to learn how to combat these words, learn how to put on God's armor, to deflect those words from our mind and making us think we're something that we're not. Have you ever been in one of those situations where you worked in an office with somebody for years and you never knew them? You just kind of kept your distance because you thought this about them and they thought this about you, and you just never got together after work to go get a hot dog or something.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden something happens, and you're put in a position to where the both of you get to talk. Then both of you realize that you're totally the opposite of everything you ever thought.
That's such an experience, too.
Yeah, that's the way demons work to convince you that God thinks something about you that he doesn't. They are adamant about it. They have to be adamant about it. And I'll tell you why. They have to try and counter the reality of how much God truly loves us with continual lies and manipulation spoken into our minds of how God hates us and is mad at us in an attempt to counter how much God truly loves us. Do you see?
That's so big. That's so huge.
Yes. There's people out there that are listening to us right now that think God's mad at them for something, and he's not. Mm-hmm. You've just listened to some wicked, little spirit. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard nothing is as bad as it first appears? How many times has anything turned out in your life as bad as demons have tried to make you think it was?
If I only thought about that at the front end, that
Yes.
it really isn't as bad as what it might seem,
Yes.
I would have been so much better off.
That's why when fear and intimidation come to us, we have to learn how to relax. You know, the key to this whole thing is learning how to relax. When you realize how big God is, and that we don't have to fight this stuff, that God does it for us. Mm-hmm. If we can learn how to relax when adversity comes,
Yes.
we'll be able to reap the benefit of that attack for the betterment of our being able to hear God more clearly. But if we freak out and run, we will never take advantage of the fire, the flames that come in that time of adversity to burn away our old nature. Hence, we will never hear God more clearly. We have to realize when adversity comes, it's our friend. Because without fire, without that adversity, without that pain, without those trials, without those tribulations, without that rejection, without being falsely accused, without going through them and coming out the other end, without running from them, will we be able to come to that place to where we get to hear God more clearly. We need to learn how to relax. This is a lifetime venture.